Hey everybody, David here at Britton Guitars. Just kind of bring you up to speed on what I'm working on. I got two guitars here. I've got one that's Sitka spruce and rosewood, redwood and mahogany. Real nice rosette. I've done, it's got a cocoa binding. And that's just a little four-colored strip inlay there. So we got cocoa, and on the back we have a chevron strip and some other kind of marquetry inlay. So and here we've got the same style on this redwood with mahogany. Of course, this is curly maple binding. I'm going to have to tint this mahogany. I'm going to make it a real deep reddish brown, and it's got the same chevron strip on the back. Still working on the necks. Here's one of the necks. Anyway, today I wanted to show y'all a jig that I just made. This is a fretboard binding jig. What I did was I took a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, put a strip of squared up maple. Now this maple is only like 1/4 inch, and basically you got two sides to it. You got 3 1/2 inch dowels, and you would put the fretboard on like this, take your binding. Of course, you're probably going to need a little bit of wax paper, I guess, underneath that so it doesn't stick to it. And then you got your wedges. And you just tap those in. You want to make sure that the wedges are flat on one side. You want to make sure the flat side goes towards the fretboard. This way you get a real good, pressure on it. So this is clamped to my table, and basically all you do is just tap these. And your fretboard is right up against that binding. Is perfect. Now the reason that I made two of these, let me tap these back out. The reason I made two sides to this is because of the taper of the fretboard. So when I do that one side, I can simply just take the fretboard and turn it around the other way and put it on the other side. You can see that I drew the taper of the fretboard up against that maple strip, and drilled some 1/2 inch holes 1/2 inch away from the edge of the fretboard. This way we got an absolutely straight edge here, that's the whole idea with this tapered fretboard. You got a taper all the way here, so you want to make sure that you're absolutely square, And then the same thing with your wedges. They need a flat side and a tapered side. And then this thing works real good. So this is going to simplify putting binding on these fretboards. In the past, I've had a lot of problems trying to come up with ideas on how to do this, and I think I was watching a video from Petro's Guitars, and they had a jig similar to this, and I just, man, it looks so easy. Theirs was just one-sided though. I think it was anyway. If you want more details on this jig, just send me an email. Go to my website, brittonguitars.com. Anyway, I just finished the inlay work on this one here. This here is going to go on the redwood mahogany guitar, and then I did the inlay work on this one. This one's going to go on the spruce rosewood. And what I do after I cut all these inlays out is I just kind of tack them in place. Well, I don't really tack them, but I put a little pool of black super glue in there. And then I'll come back with some Z-epoxy that I put some black trans tin in. Heat it up, get rid of the bubbles, and then I'll actually pour that on top of these and completely fill them. And well, there we go. More to come.